Damn, man. Poor Donnie. That's no equal. That's just Richie. Aw. Well, anyway, I guess with that said, we are finally live. We are finally set and ready to begin, ladies and gents, for another fun week of the PokePod World Podcast, where me and my pals gather around to go and talk about shenanigans throughout the week. It's going to be a fun one for tonight. Here I got with me is a great cast of folks as we're going to go and talk about the recently released Crown Tundra and our opinions in regards to that. Some little bit of information that we got so far for the Antipoke series, as well as, of course, the recently released Pocket Monsters 2019 episode titled The Sword and Shield 1. This is part of their Sword and Shield arc that they're going through, or as they title it, the chapter. We'll see how we think of it overall. And then from there, we'll give our opinions, and hopefully it'll be maybe positive, maybe negative. We'll see what people have to say about it, but it is going to be an interesting one to discuss because it is one of the 4 episodes set to release throughout this coming week. So with that being said, let me just say hi to everybody here in the chat. I see a lot of beautiful folks here for tonight. I see Joey, Nintendo Man, Galar Adventurer, Pika, so many folks, Evo. Stuffwell, how you guys all doing? Donnie, Dill, hopefully everybody's doing a-okay. Glad you guys are having a good time right now. And yeah, let's have a fun session for tonight. Let me go and introduce everybody here, though, that is in the call. However, before we get any further, of course, we got our buddy Polly here.
Hello.
We got Richie, otherwise known as R. Farley Do 97.
I like the title, but I'm doing good. How's everyone in the chat doing today?
And lastly, we got TSS here as well. I'm not sure if he's back
Pumpkin
yet.
Spice Rolls.
Okay, he's back, boys.
I had pumpkin spice coffee today.
What the hell is a spice coffee?
Pumpkin spice. Yeah. So I'm having like little Debbie pumpkin spice roll. They usually do that, seasonal thing. It's pretty good.
I don't know why it's funny imagining you eating Little Debbie's snack.
Now, I never had pumpkin spice, only because obvious reasons. But hopefully it's a good thing that everyone enjoys during the time of the Halloween stuff, because clearly that's probably going to be the only thing we're going to be having during this year.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what's going to happen with Thanksgiving, but
my turkey! I only reserve turkey every year for November. I never eat turkey any other day except on Thanksgiving Day. It is forbidden for human beings to eat turkey on any other day besides Thanksgiving.
Then you haven't had a good turkey and Swiss or turkey and cheddar and freaking boar's head.
No, I've had them on Thanksgiving Day, but I've never had them outside of that day.
Well, you should.
No, I can't. It is, in my opinion, something that I forbid myself from doing because it ruins the great, beautiful taste of turkey when I have it every other goddamn week.
Then what you do is you haul your ass down to your bodega and get fucking honey turkey because you don't make honey turkey on fucking Thanksgiving. Next.
Oh, but that would require funding of my own wallet to go and purchase that, and I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I would also need to buy bread, cheese, lettuce, tomato.
Just buy a fucking $6 hero from the fucking bodega.
You're asking for too much, buddy.
Chicken, a pizza.
Asking for too much. There's fucking people that go out there and fucking spend like, I don't know, $150 for $300 for a dinner in fucking Midtown Manhattan. And then you can't go to a bodega and fucking spend $6 on a fucking turkey and cheese sandwich.
Listen, man, me spending 300 Switch in terms of money and a chicken sandwich are two completely different things, okay?
Yeah, but that's a chicken sandwich. I'm talking about turkey. not even the same fucking bird. You got your fucking birds confused, man. I don't know, man.
No, I'm also responding. Yes, everybody. See, Joey understands here. If you guys want to help me eat a turkey sandwich, you can always donate money to the KG Sandwich Foundation. That will always be a great way to get me some turkey.
That's like donate to the 1%. I ain't doing that.
Christmas,
no, it's the 2%.
Christmas, I feel you can either have turkey or ham.
I think ham is probably the better choice.
Sounds appropriate.
Yeah, honey.
But
nice
is it
honey
like
ham,
the I assume the big piece of ham, like like cartoon ham.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have the ham roast, the ham roast. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh, lasagna. No, listen, lasagna on Thanksgiving is
No,
always beautiful as well.
lasagna on Christmas, yes. If you ever go to like an Italian Christmas, which probably won't happen this year because of fucking COVID, if you don't have lasagna at the table, you're fucked. You know, they're not.
You
They're not
gotta
fucking
have
Italian.
lasagna. You gotta have mashed taters. You gotta have all this good shit, man. You need to have that.
I mean, usually it was my mom's friend that would usually invite
Oh
us
shit,
to her daughter's house.
pozole. Oh my god,
Oh,
Gato
I'm not.
Master.
No, it's like, wait, Ebo's asking me if I'm Italian. No, but I have. But the thing is, though, it's like we have a family friend that usually invites us to her daughter's house
Mm-hmm.
for Christmas, and they usually have freaking lasagna because it's fucking Italian, you know.
So we have
Yeah,
the
ham,
seven
too.
fishes every Christmas Eve.
What is that?
Well, you have like different types of fish on Christmas Eve. Like, so we have like fish salad, shrimp, scampi, what else? Oh, like mussels. Oh, it's a lot of fish.
Ugh.
It was very good.
Yes.
I'm not much of a fishy kind of person, but I do appreciate those certain types of fish, specifically salmon. I'm more of a big fan of salmon, if anything.
No. It's salmon, not salmonella.
Salmonella.
There's a difference between salmonella and
Listen, man,
salmon.
the way my tongue says certain words is horrible. Just understand. Did we have this conversation the last time?
I'll tell you. I'll teach
More
you how
than
to
one.
speak English.
No, I can't speak English, man. I can't even speak Spanish right. You expect me to speak English right, too. You get steam hams for Christmas. Steam hams.
Hey, Aurora Borealis, let's go.
Aurora Borealis. Oh my! I know very good English. See, there's a thing that I know for a fact. Nobody can ever speak perfect English out here in the world. English is stupid. I'm just gonna say this. This language is stupid, man. I swear to God. Like you have two variations of like the words trip, for example. You know that shit. And then, of course, the word sane, like some words.
I triggered his Google Assistant. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I was watching another one of those Australian car crash compilations. You know, bad drivers of Australia, and it's like, Australian guy goes like whole. It was like it's like but he said but he spurted like an expletive, and then freaking Siri comes on. I didn't understand what you were asking, like. I was avoiding the fucking crash.
Meanwhile, in Canada, you have Thanksgiving. Yeah, don't you have Thanksgiving like earlier in the year?
Yeah, they have it. They have it on Columbus Day, which is kind of funny.
Well, first of all, screw Columbus Day. Secondly, wow, that you guys have the Turkey Day earlier than all of us. Honestly, I only think about Thanksgiving Day about just turkey. I don't actually recall what the real meaning of
2 weeks
Thanksgiving
ago?
is supposed to be about. Like, exactly what is Thanksgiving Day supposed to be about? Like, what is the theme of Thanksgiving?
Well, it is kind of like it is kind of like the bent story of the whole settlers, colonial settlers, and the Native Americans. Even though the colonial settlers killed a lot of the Native Americans, but the PG story is they came together and they gave thanks by cooking the turkey. But we know what the hell happened. They killed them all, and then
exactly.
and then decided to celebrate. Oh, you dead now.
Yeah, and Sam's not real.
Thank you for giving us this land of yours. Thank you.
This land is your land. This land is mine.
Oh my God, this song has a whole new meaning now. Thank you. I can never see that song.
Animes of KFC.
The anime be like turkey, nice.
Well, no. At least, well, I mean, Ben will have a great time in Japan if he goes during Christmas, because they have chicken dinner, but you have to reserve it like several weeks in advance at KFC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, KFC is like a freaking tradition.
So
for Christmas.
I do want to just interrupt real quick just because I noticed something funny here. OBS got a brand new update not too long ago, and this shit is wild because, okay, so they added like a bar to where videos that loop actually show the slide bar. So I can actually slide the video left or right if I wanted to, like fast forward like what I'm doing right now on screen or go backwards. This shit looks funky as hell. This is actually pretty cool. They actually added filters. Like they actually have a separate bar now to where you can adjust the properties and filters without having to actually right click to look for it. So this is actually pretty cool. I like this.
Speaking of OBS, I finally got it to work.
Congratulations.
Thank you, even though I'm on the stream right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see when you plan to stream, buddy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how's that new capture card coming along for you, though?
Pretty good. Adrian, router home. Here we go. Anyway. But I'm looking pretty rough tonight, so we're not going to stream. Maybe for a couple of seconds, but...
5-second footage incoming, ladies and gents.
Because I'd like to play some Crown Tundra and stream it.
Oh yeah, so. Crown Tundra has been a lot of fun lately. I've managed to record a couple of sessions with Raph and the others over at the AnyPoke stream, and I think, well, actually, should we get into that if you guys want to jump straight into the Sword and Shield discussion?
I really actually want to wait until Tyrone gets here because I know he's gonna want to have a few things. So I'm gonna kill a couple of minutes.
All right, so yeah.
By saying actually, I went and did early voting today.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna get me some water real quick, so I'll be back.
Yeah, so I went ahead and did early voting because for the first time in New York State history, they've actually did that. And look, there's Tyrone on cue. But I just want to mention real fast that it was like the first time ever that New York ever had like early voting. So I went and did my duty, and then I had really good pizza afterwards. I went to Tommy's on in Frog's Neck, and that's the really classic New York slice with the cornmeal underneath, and it was really nice. I mean, I haven't had that since like last summer, 2019, or maybe it was like in last September, October. It's whenever Dave did his review. But yeah, it was really cool. There wasn't much of a line, although I watched the news and there was like a huge amount of line upstate, like in the Mid-Hudson Valley. So went ahead and did my duty, and gotta wait for election day now.
Nice.
Yep. So how you doing, Tyrone?
I'm all right.
Yeah, KG just wanted to get some water, so he'll be back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, he had the time, but I guess not.
You voted early.
So, OBS link. This is...
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's setting up our OBS.
Welcome to the troubleshoot program segment of the show.
I mean, TSS can still do his tech talk. Just it'll be tutorial. TSS tutorial tech talk.
Talk to the guy. That's what it's going to turn into.
It's technique.
Yeah, they're doing mail-in voting, but I wanted to do... He actually came in about 3 minutes ago. I wanted to do my ballot.
Actually, I would expect a lot more mailing voting because of social distancing.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people out there that. But also, you can go to these early polling sites and take your absentee ballot and just put it in without waiting online.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you got your ballot in the mail, you could just go into the polling place, the advanced polling place, and then just drop it off. You don't even have to wait in line. But I do like how they set it up this year, where they mailed out a touchless identification card. You go up to they didn't have it by district. They just had you just go in there, you show the card, they scan the card on like an iPad, you sign on, and they give you like this special pen. It's like a multi-purpose pen where it has the little plastic at the end that's used to sign on the iPad, like on a touch screen, and then you have it function as a regular pen. So go through. What they do is they print out the ballot in front of you after you sign in. So they don't have a ballot ready. They just print a ballot that's attached to your identity, and then you go over, you do your thing, and then you put the ballot in the machine. You scan the ballot inside the machine, and goes inside the machine like always. But I did like how they did it this year. So hopefully, things go smooth, and we'll wait until next year.
Yeah.
So but go vote.
Yeah, here in Cali,
we have a policy here on the PokePod to respect everybody's beliefs. But my thing is, if the people in your elected offices are doing a shit job, don't vote for them. That's it. Vote what you believe in. Next.
Makes sense to me.
Yep. Because we ain't influencers. We want to make sure, but as long as you put your vote in, it makes you feel accomplished. Especially since some of these folks are having their first election.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the printer toner runs out? Well, they got other machines. I'm pretty sure they run into that issue. I'm pretty sure they have enough toner.
Yep. You gotta have more of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absentees as well, yeah. That's fine too, but as long as they give you a way to track it, that's always good. There's rumors of ballots being thrown out or whatever, but hopefully things go smoothly, and we'll find out what happens on election day or maybe a few days after, and then we'll see what happens. But as long as you know who you want, if you want to know how, it's not only just a national, it's also about your local government. Local government will give a fuck more than
statewide propositions.
Yeah, actually, what's funny is New York didn't have any on the ballot this year.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I went around 2:00. So, but like I said, upstate, like in Westchester County and up in Rockland, there was like fucking lines that were hours long. At least the good thing is they don't like cut off the time if you're like late. As long as you're online as they close the line, then you're gonna still vote. So as long as you get your vote in, that's the most important. And voting means better now than it has been in the last, like, I'd say last 8 or so years. It's very important that people, you're deciding your future. You're deciding whether your local officials will make your life a living hell, or you're going to at least have a better quality of life. That's it. Vote. Thank you.
I know.
So what you been doing, Tyrone?
Yeah, what you been doing, buddy?
Not much. Just trying to.
Tyrone show.
Wait, what? Richie, why the spotlight on me?
It's the Tyrone show.
Not much. I know Masters. If we're gonna talk about games in a second anyway, but I know Pokemon Go has an update where I guess the update to KGU posted was on, what is this? Pikachu's gonna be wearing the Journeys hat.
Yes.
So basically, Ash and Go's Pokemon are available.
Well, not necessarily Go's Pokemon, but the Pokemon featured in Journeys are going to be present.
Yeah. Okay, so basically all the Pokemon that were in the anime at this point.
Because one of the Pokemon that confused me when I saw that first was Ivysaur, which obviously...
But Ivysaur was in the second episode. Third episode, yeah. Well,
yeah, so it's Journeys.
I always count Pichu. I always count the Pichu one as like episode
I know,
0.
I do too, but if we want to be technical about this.
And then switching gears to Masters, is it Lycia or like Lisa? Is it just Lisa or Lycia?
Lycia?
Lycia. I think it's Lycia. She's Wallace's like
cousin?
Why they always default to cousin when they don't know what to do with a female character that's
first of all, she's great. I loved her character in Oras, especially in the manga as well.
I forgot her character in Oras. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
You had to go look for it.
You have to do the contest, which I didn't do.
It was the niece. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's the niece. Okay, see, that makes a lot more sense to me. Okay. All right.
Also today, the Pokemon Center announced that they have a Pikachu plush for Halloween that looks like it fucking like engulfed the whole fucking bottle of Icy Hot.
Do you have a picture of it? You do. There it is. Beautiful. Let me go slap that here on the.
And I know currently,
That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't know what side to put the Icy Hot on.
I know currently Pokemon Go is also doing the Halloween Pokemon, so you get like Bennett, Gengar, and Sableye with the Litwick cap on. It's pretty
oh my
cool.
god! Look at the Pikachu at the window over there to the bottom of her left.
Yeah, I see him.
These look so adorable. I love it. I love the Pikachu Jester we got over here. No, that's a great one.
Pikachu the Electric Jester.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the game.
I do find it cute, so I'll give it that.
I think what's the character name? Sparks. Yeah, Sparks the Electric Jester.
Oh, that.
The Sonic, but not Sonic. Yeah, the not Sonic game.
Yeah, the thing for the SNES, I think it was.
Yep.
Well, I think a guy made a mod, and it's supposed to be one of those. It's like Freedom Planet, where it's one of those games that isn't a Sonic game, but is a Sonic game.
Just be like Nintendo doesn't own it.
Sage, I think, is the name of the company that makes it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
we're good.
But it did get approved on Steam. But other than that, I think that was all we got in terms of games other than the game we're going to talk about news, because I'm sure we're like a large chunk of this is going to be
not until November 4th, Joey. Come on.
Crown of Tundra, and then the other half is going to be the episode, obviously.
And then the other half is going to be whatever the hell we want to fit for that other half.
Yeah.
All right, then. So what do you guys say? We're going to take a bit of time to go and talk about the latest
honesty, Joey.
Pocket Monsters Sword and Shield DLC pass. So let me go and actually shift this over to the other channel real quick so we can actually see some little bit of gameplay go on as well while we're doing this. So yeah, let's get ourselves right into it. So,
am I watching gameplay? I'm watching Verizon commercial.
Well, I don't know, buddy. You tell me what's going on. I wish I could say that was happening. Actually, what happened to the text thingies on top? It's not showing there now. Let me fix that while I'm at it, I guess. All right, so yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield, the DLC, the Crown Tundra to be exact, has finally launched with many fans very excited about this. Many fans actually very puzzled about this, and much more in between. So there's quite a lot for us to go and discuss. So let's get right into it then, why don't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so most importantly, I think the first thing we should obviously talk about is impressions. Like, first of all, what do you guys think about the Crown Tundra overall as a package? I only got into the game 2 hours in so far, only because I've only played it for 2 hours. I never played much more outside of that, aside from like the Dynamax adventures that you're seeing here in footage. But, you know, story concept wise, I didn't really go far into it as of yet. But I'm curious to hear what you guys in the call have to say about the Crown Tundra overall and what you think of it, and how would you rank it, I should say, amongst the other DLC pass that we had prior to this, the Isle of Armor. So let's pass this to Tyrone. Let's start with you then.
Okay, so Crown Tundra, a lot of quality of life changes that were made that I think were pretty cool. Obviously, this one's more, the Isle of Armors was more prepping your Pokemon up for battle, and like they threw the story of you training with Cubfu in, so it was more battle focused, I guess. And it was also, I want to say there's goods and bads to both. And the Crown Tundra, I really like the landscape of Crown Tundra. Like everything about Crown Tundra's like layout of the land, from climbing like the slopes and going through the caves. And I know the Frigid Sea is one of the big places I went to just surf across. And it looks beautiful. Like the water definitely looks like it got patched to look a lot better for this DLC. It looks a lot more reflective. And I also noticed like the snow and the ice and everything. We've had snowy air. This is a game that I think has 2 icy areas in it. 3 technically. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you go into town, obviously, and then when you go off to like the snowy areas, you get a more of a snowy area, and then obviously the icy area that's in the game right before you get to Winden. So that's 3 ice areas, which is a lot, but they all got different things to them. I feel like Crown Tundras is a lot better though in terms of like just substance. You're obviously traveling more, and there's a lot of map. Like this in and of itself is a large map, just considering that the Islands of Armor had like a pretty decent layout, but it wasn't as big as Crown Tundra. It took me about, now granted I was on stream, so my time was kind of contained, but it took me about 2.5, almost 2 sessions to discover everything in the Crown Tundra. Because the story obviously kind of wants you to stay in like a certain area for a little bit. But if you're curious enough, you can go out of your way and find the Reggie temples, and the game isn't stopping you from doing just one thing. Like it's like, oh, you're doing the Calrex mission. That means you don't have to just do the Calrex chapter. You can do the other ones on your leisure. Like I was finding footprints and doing stuff. This is definitely the DLC for people who like the exploring aspect and the catching aspect of Pokemon. But that also leads into a transition, which I feel is the downside of this DLC. The availability of Pokemon. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, what are you talking about, Tyrone? There's tons of Pokemon available for this DLC. Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that there's a bunch of Pokemon if you do max raids. No, in the sense that you got to do max raids in order to get like the gist of what they're trying to sell here, which is the legendary Pokemon. Every now and then we get that moment in Pokemon games where you have to catch all the legendaries that have been jammed into the game for its second expansion. Pokemon, I think I want to say this started with Sinnoh, actually. Gen 4 started this whole trend. They did it in Platinum, where after you beat the game, you a bunch of roaming legendaries will be out, like Cresselia, Mesprit, and stuff like that. And then later on, they had those events, like the one where in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you had to get Dialga, Palkia, get them together, and you can get Arceus and stuff like that. You have to get Heart Gold and Soul Silver because all the legendaries are in that game together.
Yeah,
there's a way to get Groudon and Kyogre and stuff. And then they continued with Black and White, where in Black and White 2, all the legendaries are obtainable in that game. So this is the catch all the legendaries thing, and I think Sun and Moon's is the lamest. I think they had like it was Olras's that was the lamest. The Hooper rings.
You had to go through that felt forced.
Yeah, that one was forced as hell. Like you could fly over the map, and if you find a Hooper ring, you jump into it, and you just catch a legendary. Like you just fight a legendary. It was kind of lame. Ultra Space wasn't that bad. I didn't really care for the mini game, but at least they put some effort into that one. But here, the main goal is to catch a legendaries, and I know this is very good for people like Nessa and Salt Queen, who are avid completists of the Pokedex and shiny hunters. Because I know a lot of people have really been talking about shiny hunting. And I think the reason is because shiny to get a shiny in this particular DLC patch, I think there's a much better odds of getting shinies here now.
That's correct. 1 out of 300 if you don't have the shiny charm. 1 in 100 if you do.
Yeah, 1 in 100 is beautiful. That basically means that if you're attempting this enough times, you're gonna get a shiny. Hell, that means shiny hunters are getting probably 2-3 shinies in one session if they're streaming.
Exactly. I think that's what makes this so fun, is that you don't know what you're going to get yourself into while you're going through this raid. I think my only issue is that when you finally get all the legendaries, you're just going to fight the boss at the end, but you're not going to really catch it.
Yeah. And I also do like I love the random Pokemon in your raids, because when we were doing raids before, we could fully prepare for them in the sense that I can get everybody and I can talk to them and tell them which Pokemon to use and which attacks to have on them and everything. Here, I literally have to prepare for whatever the game gives me, and I have to scramble resources. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here and say, oh, I'm the automatic leader. It's just I think out of the PokePod group, you usually follow my direction when we do the raids.
Do we?
Usually.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Well, usually I know TSS kind of like got he got one of the statistically the strongest Gyarados because of it.
Yes.
No, I just let RNG be my guide.
Well, now when we all get together, I usually try to direct what's going on just based on what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And hell, I even yesterday I think I did it with Salt Queen where we were able to beat Rayquaza because of it. But now that it's random, you have to work with whatever resources the game gives me, and I have to scramble together and make a combo off of that. And I like that. I like that level of resource that I have to have in order to build a strategy around what's going on versus versus prepping for it. I mean, prepping for it's fine, but sometimes I can kind of delete the challenge. I know Zygarde 100% I think is like the big one right now that's like causing everybody some problems.
Yeah, because it's like a super boss. It ain't just a regular boss fight. No, it feels like a super boss fight.
Now, I know you wanted me to compare this to Islands of Armor from before. The only issue with that is Islands of Armor has has like two things going for it that this one doesn't. Islands of Armor has the availability of Pokemon.
Yeah, because they're roaming around.
Yeah, and what I mean by it's not just legendaries. The available Pokemon that are here in the Islands of Armor consisted of mostly just regular Pokemon that were returning. Pokemon that we really wanted to return. Whereas when you go to the Crown Tundra, if you're not really into legendaries, like most people usually are.
Pseudo.
I'm sorry, what?
Or pseudos.
Or pseudo legendaries, I guess. Yeah, if you're not really into those types, you're going to have a really hard time because a lot of predictable Pokemon are coming back. Like, it was mostly just ice-type Pokemon. And if they were ice-type Pokemon, it was just, like, some weird choices here and there. Nidoran, the Nidoran family, I think Magmar and Electabuzz, just little touches like that. But it wasn't as explosive as Islands of Armor's variety of Pokemon. When you started Islands of Armor, you saw all these Pokemon make this huge return, and it was like, whoa, I get to see this Pokemon again. I get to see this.
I think what threw me away from that was how there's a lot of fossils in this one.
Oh, I'm actually really surprised to see that there's fossil Pokemon. Archean, Kabutops, Almanite. Pretty cool to see those.
The high process that then they bias.
Yeah, that's saying they didn't bias, even though KG was happy because of the Zora bias. So we're not taking into account that either.
No, it's just Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the availability of Pokemon here is significantly lower than what the Islands of Armor gave us. Now, like I said, the Crown Tundra is good if you're looking for legendaries. And I like the fact that they gave us the Swords of Justice Pokemon.
Including
giving us a mini game of the Swords of Justice rather than just us finding them. Because I love Black and White, but even their way of finding them was kind of lame. I like the whole you got to find the footsteps and track them down, and then
thankfully you don't have to find all the footsteps.
Oh yeah, no. What they do is they give you more than enough. You have to 100% it, but they give you more footsteps than necessary, and they put the footsteps relatively close to each other. So that's actually really good. Now I'm gonna probably pass this one over to Richie because I haven't officially started the legendary bird trio yet, and I think he'll know more about it than I do because I know that they follow a gimmick.
I've done all of it.
Yeah, they followed a gimmick, but I know the last. And the only reason I say you, Richie, is because when we were streaming, I believe you were the one catching the bird trio during.
I started with the Reggies, then went to the birds.
Yeah, so you I think have the most recent experience of the bird trio.
Bingo.
Yeah. So, but I do. But just before I end that off, I do love both. If I had to pick, though, I'm giving it to Crown Tundra only because Crown Tundra. Layout, the way the game is laid out, is the way I feel like Sword and Shield should have just been the whole time. Like, I feel like Landscape should have just been this. The way they treat the environment, the way you have to go up hills, the way you're searching all of this. There's still areas that I'm getting lost at, which would normally be a bad thing, but you check the map and obviously you're gonna get back on track.
Especially when the fog is there.
Oh my God, when the fog hits, it's a problem. But but I still love the fact that you get to venture. Like I still love the adventure and the exploration aspect of it, and it got me to like a Pokemon that I formerly didn't really care for at all, and that's Calyrex. And we'll get into his story later, obviously. But Richie, you can go ahead with your Bird and Reggie experience.
Wait, does Kevin? Do you care about spoilers?
Nah, I killed the birds, so I'm good.
He did kill the birds.
Yeah, he wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
All right. I guess what I'm probably gonna do is just tell you how it's done, and then just give my personal opinion about, I guess, the execution of it and a little bit of how I feel about the DLC. I'll actually start off with the birds because the Reggies are a little bit complicated if you don't think too hard about it. But basically, here's how it goes. Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos, you can find it in the wild area. And yes, I'm referring to the wild area from the base game. It's really random too. And the way that you do it is that basically you see it out there, but when you get close to it, it starts to so the only way you can ever catch up is with your bike. So if you have like preferably all the upgrades to your bike at that point, it'd be much preferred. And then when you finally catch up to him, then you have the battle, and there you go. So there's Zapdos. Moltres, you go over to the Isle of Armor, and basically there's like a cycle in which he flies in. The first time I did it, I saw him flying, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I have to go chase after him. But no, what ended up happening was that it got to the point where I got to like the sea, and I got absolutely fucking lost because he went into the fog, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't see shit because it's the fucking fog.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. What if I catch him at a certain point? Like, what if I intercept? So I went over to the front, nearby the dojo, and I waited. Oh, actually, here's the thing. You're supposed to go over. Apparently, the way to reset it is that you're supposed to go to the first point, which is the train station. And then you go there. And then as you spawn in, you'll see Moltres again. You have to go nearby the stairs or the steps, or whatever you want to call it. That's right next to where you're going to go to the dojo, right next to the grass patch. You wait for Moltres to come around. He'll fly above you. And then at some point, it's a little bit weird because he has to do it himself because there's no way for you to actually reach him. Moltres will come down, and that's how you get him. Articuno, obviously, you have to get it at the DLC area, preferably around the Tundra area. The first time you're gonna find him, I believe, is right above the one of the temples for the Reggies, but that's only the first time. If you don't get him that first time, he will actually just appear out of nowhere. Like, it's pure RNG of where he'll be at the map. So you just have to take like a good guess as to where you'll have to find him. So that's it for the birds. Did you guys just want me to explain the Reggies too, or that's it?
I know Articuno has that gimmick where he makes the clones.
Oh, exactly. Excuse me. Okay, so basically you gotta guess which one is the right one, and if you get the right one, that means you get to battle it. If not, then Articuno just flies off, and that's it.
That's bullshit.
Did you guys want me to explain the Reggies, or just say that for another time?
I have not touched the Reggies, unfortunately, so
I wouldn't talk about the Reggies because the whole gimmick of the Reggies is you're supposed to figure out a shitty pattern, which part of the mystery is trying to figure it out.
Okay. So before I get to my actual DLC thoughts, I will say this: it's to the best of my ability without spoiling it. Here's what I'll say: when you first read the clues for all three of them, I don't remember what the fourth one did, but I'm pretty sure it didn't. If it does, then no, the fourth one's pretty obvious. It'll literally tell you in a way. But basically, the way that the first three are done, without spoiling it, is basically it's one of those things where if you think too hard about it, you're not going to get it. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where you have to kind of like, not necessarily understand right from the get go, but it's one of those things where, once you understand, you're just like, oh. So it's one of those things, if that makes sense. Now, for my DLC thoughts, real quick. I've said this before on Tyrone stream. If you ever watched that, and I believe on someone else's stream, but basically, I think that the Crown Tundra story, the way that they handled the legend of Calyrex, the way that they handled everything else. I think it's a way better DLC than Island of Armor. Because to me, I feel like Isle of Armor was just like, yeah, here, explore another area, and yes, you can do this small little thing with Kung Fu, that, and like a small story quest with whichever rival you get, depending on the version. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, it was a decent story. I'm not saying it's bad, but when you compare it to what Crown Tundra brought in with its story and the things that you can do and what was available, Crown Tundra is just a way better DLC in literally every aspect. But hey, if people prefer Isle of Armor, then it's fine. But for me, I feel like Crown Tundra was the Pokemon DLC that I think they should have just started out with. I'm not saying the area exactly, but just the ideas and how they executed it is what I wanted to see in the first place. I thought it was spectacular, and I'm surprised Tyron didn't mention this because he was very adamant about this. And he probably know what I mean once I mention it. The fact that not every because he can correct me on this one, but I believe some of the legendaries didn't even get a remix, right?
Oh, the only legendary that got remixes are the Reggies. They're the ones that got the remix. Every other one you fight, when you fight the with the exception of Calyrex, obviously, and Spectier and Glacier, the other damn horse. Anyway, none of the legendaries, when you fight them in the raids, they all get the raid music. They don't get like remixes of their own legendary themes. Or hell, I would have even taken like their most recent mixes of their legendary themes, because I think the most recent remix we have of all the Pokemon's legendary themes comes from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because we had to do the whole wormhole situation, the Ultra Wormhole deal. So I'm mad that when you fight the Pokemon, you don't get that. You just get the generic raid music, and I'm like, that's kind of lame. I mean, I love some of the appeal of trying to catch these Pokemon is trying to, listen to the cool music. It says the Bird Trio got some remix or original song. I don't remember, actually. I didn't go find the birds yet, so I probably don't. That's why I don't know. I hit the cutscene where you can see them and activate them, which is scary as all hell.
Yeah, you got to go. Oh, wait. Okay, and there's one other thing. I actually forgot. The Musketeer Trio stuff. Basically,
yeah, we went into that one. I said you just got to find the footprints. Like the footprint was fine, only because they give you more footprints than necessary to.
And you also have to go find a pot which will deal with Keldeo and stuff like that. I'm not sure why a pot, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because
something
then again,
to do with food, I think.
Well, I mean, then again, I haven't done the Keldeo part of it because I knew you were supposed to get Keldeo, but I just never really took the time to go do it, because after I'd done the first 3 Musketeer Trio members, I was just like, fuck it, let's go to the birds and the Calyrex stuff and the Reggies.
One of the things I really like is that I like that they're making you actually search for these legendaries, and like they have a mini story behind them now, rather than just, because Game Freak's had a bad habit recently of just giving us legendaries.
I will say this though. I know some people will probably find it hard for themselves to find like the footprints, which is understandable, because some people are not really the ones to really explore the area. They just like to, look up Sergi and just have them do it for them. But for me, I wanted to challenge myself by not doing that. Granted, it was literally day 1 and it wasn't even up yet. Yeah. But basically, I just wanted to see how I could do it without it. And honestly, it wasn't really that hard to find it. I mean, sure, there were some areas where I was like, oh, fuck, maybe I have to go back and check it again. But other than that, it really wasn't that difficult. Which before in the past, it was always like, fuck, I gotta go find a Diglett. I gotta go find the Zygarde cells. I gotta go do all this shit. So I'm really glad that Game Freak didn't implement that stupid fucking thing where it's like, oh, you can only find the footprints at 2 p.m. Eastern. Like, fuck that shit, man. That shit, like, if they did that, I think it would have ruined the DLC experience for me. But overall, just to finish up my thoughts, once again, I think it has way better story. I like the ideas. The execution was great. I'm not saying it's 10 out of 10 because there's some other things that they could have done a little bit better in, but I think it's appropriate enough for me to just give it like a solid 9. I think a solid 9 is more than enough out of 10 for me. I really enjoying the DLC experience so far, and I'm really hoping if this is what they want to do for a DLC experience in the future, for not only Sword and Shield, that they want to do it again, or for future Pokemon games, I think this is like the baseline of how to do something not necessarily incredible, but more so like something satisfying that people can hop into and just have tons of fun. So overall, I really enjoyed my experience in time with Crown Jewel so far.
One of my weird gripes is I don't like that. I love the fact that we get starter Pokemon in this pack. But we just get Gen 3s, and I'm like, that's lame. Why just Gen 3s? Where's our Gen 2?
You want to know why, Tyrone?
I'm like, where's that Gen 2?
Let's go, Hoenn remix confirmed, buddy. Let's get it.
No.
We're skipping Johto, everyone. We're going straight.
I mean, Johto already gets shafted anyway, so.
But that's only because
I was really hoping
good.
to see Meganium for Alligator and Typhlosion and stuff.
Later on, probably.
I still think they're going to add more Pokemon. There's just not going to be no more DLC, is all.
Or either they'll have a patch, or I'm banking for a third DLC. Just one more, just
probably.
Just to end Sword and Shield off on a big
I think you're more than likely to get it.
Yeah, I want that.
So,
see, this is what happens when you actually work on a game rather than just move on to the next game. Like I'm more or less grateful they took this approach rather than what Pokemon always does, where they give you the game, and by the time you get into the post game, they've already announced the new game, and now people are all on that. Like, no, just give us one final just huzzah, and make Sword and Shield, because this definitely has made Sword and Shield a lot better of a game than when it started off. Remember, Sword and Shield didn't start off on a good foot for a lot of people, and look how far it's come. Like, for as much complaining as people have done. Look, everybody's playing Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Now. And Sword and Shield still sold really well too. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what.
not only that, but they also claimed some game awards too.
This is what happens when you give a game a fucking chance. Like,
had the DLC this would have pissed me off more had this been in like a third version and not in the base version, like what we got.
Well,
now.
to be fair, freaking Game Freak had to smarten up and actually know how to fucking code a DLC mechanic into their fucking games.
And it is beautiful. And I feel what we got so far is still not complete. I think there's still one more DLC pass, but I don't think it's going to be a.
You want to know, KG? You want to know what I think was kind of interesting?
What?
If we didn't get leaked, no one would ever even know about that whole Calyrex, Spectier, and Glacier thing, the horses.
Yeah.
Nobody would even have known that existed.
Yeah.
They're trying so hard to keep secrets, which I really love. Like, I love that I'm still discovering new stuff.
And even if you discover, say, the secrets, you don't know the story in itself.
Yeah, you don't know the context. Because there's this one thing, and I'm gonna, when you start playing the game again, I gotta figure it out. There's this one thing that hit me that made me realize that this DLC is a lot more than just playing the game.
Yeah.
A choice you makes this DLC, and it's crazy.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yes.
We're not going to go into I'm not going to spoil it for you, KG, but there's a certain choice you make that pretty much determines how the story will go.
Will progress, yes.
And I'm assuming you want me to make the other choice.
I want you to make the other choice. Because unfortunately, I think Terrell, TSS, Richie, and I ended up making the same choice, but that's only because the game doesn't give you the idea that you can make the other choice.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious.
I can confirm that one.
Yeah, the game doesn't give you the option.
So after letting you guys fucking talk about shit for 20 minutes without me, how about my thoughts?
Yeah, we're going to transition over to TSS. Sorry, it's just a lot.
Well, I have no thoughts. I haven't played it yet.
And we'll play with Polly later at the Dynamax
Adventure. If I can set up this TV, it's not working.
But
all right, go
TSS,
ahead.
Take it away, buddy.
Go ahead, TSS.
So first of all, I am very disappointed that went into Pokemon Home and my Suba still has a fucking no symbol on it. That means it's not in the fucking DLC. That's number one. Number two, about this DLC. First of all, it was a fantastic execution by Game Freak. Number one, what they made, not only the Pokemon here, and by the way, the Pokemon that were added to the decks were something like less than 60, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is the amount of items that are in the overworld now. You can actually get EXP candies in overworld now.
Oh yeah.
You do not have to do the fucking raids to get EXP candies now. You can just randomly find it in the trees and shit. Yeah, and then you have other items as well. You have the device that can evolve Magmar into Magmortar now.
Mm-hmm.
So to have like these random items that weren't in the game prior being reintroduced, that alone is worth it. Also, Spiel rolling around like a fucking ball. That's fucking adorable.
Yeah.
And also, Avalugg just floating in the fucking middle of the fucking ocean.
Yeah, he's an iceberg. Yeah, I like
iceberg in the fucking ocean.
May I just add something real quick? Guys, if you have Suicune, trust me, use it. Especially when going on water. He runs. You could finally do what they did in Pokemon Forever and have it ride on or walk on and do water, and it's so cool.
I know Richie probably likes this. Garchomp, he goes into fucking jet mode and flies behind you.
No, yeah, it's like let's go.
Yeah, it's so great. I think the little details are great, but continue.
Suicune is the official Moses of the Pokemon world.
Yeah, I still feel like they need to make the following animations for some Pokemon faster, or if the Pokemon are tiny enough, I think they just need to go ahead and let them ride on the shoulder, just be on the shoulder of the trainer.
Yeah, but that requires work.
I know, but come on.
We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
But Let's Go did it.
Pokemon. But the thing is though, they treat the following Pokemon as like the wild
Pokemon.
Like, not necessarily ride Pokemon, but Pokemon that would be spawning in the wild. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, there's a video that's on Twitter that you have one guy that's randomly found a Nidoran male and then just followed it with the bike, and then all of a sudden it just turned into a Nidoking.
Have you ever been so pissed off you evolved?
You fucking warp Digivolve.
Yeah, he did a Digivolution in front of your face. Nidoran Digivolved into Nidoking. Fucking die.
Nidorino shit. Fuck this Nidorino shit.
Anyways, yes, let's continue.
Yeah, but overall, first of all, Dynamax Adventures. Oh my god, that I wouldn't have had so much fun. I thought original Dynamax, original Max raids are fun. This is even more fun.
Yes,
because now you actually have Pokemon that are actually competent and mesh well with one another. So you'll have your Pokemon that are the attackers, but there's other ones that are healers, or the other ones that are kind of supports, and you get the choice. I mean, you just select it. You depending on what order you have, what order you get into the Dynamax Adventure menu. You could select one, and maybe you get a selection of 3 Pokemon. Maybe somebody picks the Pokemon that you wanted, and it's like but then another Pokemon appears, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll take this one. And also the mechanics as well. You can either run into berries, you can run into scientists, which will be able to swap your Pokemon. You run into
backpackers, I think.
Backpackers that will allow you to get an item.
Yeah.
That will help you along the adventure. But the thing is, though, it really takes strategy, because you have to remember, okay, you're going to face a Pokemon here. Oh, you can catch and swap it, but then you have to figure out, wait a minute, you have to face the Pokemon at the end. You have to face the boss Pokemon at the end. And for the most part, you might get a Pokemon that might get fucking one-shotted by the end boss.
But so there could be like a scientist at the end, and you could gamble it and see what kind of Pokemon you get for the scientist, but you don't know what it's going to be until you select it, There's a lot of risk and rewards play, but it's like you're going to take the scientist path, but that's also the path where the berries happen to be as well, which you need to recover your Pokemon,
Yeah. Also, the ore that you can get from these Dynamax, the Dynamax cave now, is that you can actually use it to completely change you could change the ability of the Pokemon. Like, you can get a hidden ability now if you have 200 ore, which I think is really cool. Imagine, we never had the choice before where we can actually select the
the hidden abilities.
The hidden ability. Yeah, because of course, normally hidden abilities were what? Dream World, and that shit went away with Gen 5. So now we can actually get more hidden ability. Now you can actually get the hidden abilities for Pokemon that you weren't able to get before, unless if you went into specific Dynamax battles. So, yeah, but it is really, really fun, and also the story is fantastic as well. Just to see the whole Carrick story, and then of course the Reggies. I've done the Musketeer trio and almost all the Reggies, but I haven't done the Burge yet.
There's just so much to go through, and I think my favorite thing is their legendaries.
And the funny thing is, you can actually explore the whole Crown Tundra even before starting the damn DLC. It's like the game doesn't stop you. You could do whatever the hell you want.
You know what? I want to do a let's play of Sword now, with the DLC included, because I'm gonna have the fastest let's play of all time now, because it turns out you can immediately go to the Crown Tundra at the start of your new game. After about an hour and a half, you can catch level 65 Pokemon after getting your ass whooped by Peony, and you can carry them over because they will obey you to the gym fights. And I think that is super brilliant.
That's stupid.
No, I love this shit. This is great.
No, that's no fun.
It is fun because at the end of the day, you're the one who decides.
You're gonna curse on everybody.
But that's what I did in all the other games.
Oh God.
Am I wrong though? But now this is a new experience. Now think about it. Like I'm not using any other say transfer of Pokemon from one thing to another. No, this is gonna be a completely new experience. I want to see just how quickly I can complete the game after going for the legendaries and having them be a part of my team.
Honestly, I kind of wish the whole game was set up like this, where events are only triggered when you get to them and you wander into them. But the game doesn't have a clear objective. You can go to the gyms and take on the gym challenge if you want to, but no one's forcing your hand. And let's say, oh, well, then why would I ever go to the gyms? More of the game opens up as you do the gyms, but the world is still open. You still have access to everything. But say, for example, oh, here, this facility is only open for those who have 3 gym badges. And it's like you go, well, I beat 3 gym leaders. I beat them all in whatever order I wanted, but I beat 3 gym leaders. And then you're open a facility that gives you double BP that allows you to get, items for competitive play or something. I wish they did a setup like this, because I never felt restricted in the Crown Tundra. There was nothing forcing me to do a specific thing. Even when I was doing the Calrex chapter, I had plenty of time to veer off and do nonsense and come back to it at my own leisure. And I really like that. I like that the game didn't tell you, stop, you need to go here, and rerouted you. This is the type of freedom that people have been asking for from Pokemon games for years.
Indeed, man. I think my favorite thing about this whole thing is just, as you stated, the freedom of it all. You can decide how you want to approach the game. Would you like to take it calm and easy and go to the Crown Tundra at the very end once you completed the main story? Or would you like to become the new Tobias and actually get to the Crown Tundra first, get the legendaries, and take them into your new adventure in the world of Galar?
That's you,
I'm gonna give some tips for those who probably haven't played it yet, but these are just small that you need to know.
Get good.
Get good, yes. No, one, you only get the choice of either Reggie Drake or Reggie Dragon or Reggie Drago, I think is what it's called. I don't know.
And Reggie Lucky.
Reggie Drago,
I'm calling it Reggie Drake because I like the idea that Drake, the fucking the rap artist, has a fucking Reggie symbol on his face. And that makes me laugh. So you can only get the choice of Reggie Drake or Reggie Lect. You only get to choose one. You cannot choose both. You have to make a choice. Do you want the electric one or the dragon one? So that the only way to get the other one is to trade. And the only way to get Regigigas, I believe, is to have all of them. 2. I can't say the Calrex one. I'm gonna let you guys figure that one out because that one's pivotal to the story. And then Yeah, and then 3, what was the other big one that I have to warn people about? It'll come back to me, but there's a third big thing that if you have no context of the Crown Tundra, Cosmog, it's Cosmog. So in one of the buildings, you'll actually see that an old lady carries a Cosmog she called Floofy. You're probably wondering, how do you evolve Cosmog in this game? Well, Cosmog evolves in a Solgaleo or a Lunala. Well, he evolves in a Cosmoem first, depending on which game you have. So it's still following that logic from Sun and Moon. If you have Pokemon Sword, it will evolve into Solgaleo. If you have Shield, it will evolve into Lunala. So there's your know-how on how Cosmog evolves.
That's cool.
So the only way to get the other one is to either transfer it from home, or trade with somebody else, or do what we did and have max raid battles and just catch it from there. Because weirdly enough, I hate that they're available in max battles, only because if you want people to follow this new gimmick, then let them follow the gimmick.
True.
Because what if we wound up in a situation like us where we caught Lunala? I think was literally our second raid. We got Lunala, which means I didn't even know about the whole Cosmog thing until after I caught Lunala, which was weird. But yeah, now you know. Now you know a couple of things that'll help you, like, and thanks to Richie telling about the birds and everything. So now you know a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, about now how to come at the Crown Tundra. And these you're probably thinking, no one wants like helping you to hold hand or anything. This isn't helping hand. This is hindsight is 2020 because you don't want to get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
These are just like, I'm giving this advice for common mistakes so that people don't make common mistakes like us. Because if you jump into the game, you're obviously going to run into some big mistakes. I also did want to ask this because now it actually is on screen, KG. How do you feel about the choosing which Pokemon you have to take with you, even if you catch all 3?
Oh, well, technically it's 4.
4,
to be honest, I actually went for the G-Max at first. I got a G-Max Duraludon.
Yeah.
At the start of the game.
So you made so you do have to make a creative choice whether to get the legendary or not get the legendary.
Yeah, and I actually decided to grab one of the non-legendaries because it was like, I'm never getting a G-Max outside of this.
A lot of other people, I know I saw one funny joke on Facebook where it was a shiny Pokemon and then it showed Tapu Lele. And I was like, sorry, Tapu Lele, maybe some other time.
But I mean, like, it's not like as if you're going to lose that legendary forever. It's safe.
Yeah, it stays in the database.
Yeah. So one last thing I do want to talk about real quick before we get into our review. I want to give a shout out to one Pokemon in particular that really made this game so fun for me with this DLC pass. Calyrex, I think that's how you call it.
Yeah, Calyrex.
All right, so here's an official image of Calyrex I'm going to show on screen right now. And this is how you introduce this Pokemon when you start the game, obviously. Because after you put the crown toy above the head of the statue, Calyrex just appears on like the side of the house. And that's when you decide to go into it to get into a fight with the legendary Pokemon. I love this Pokemon so much only because I feel like I can connect with it. You know, it talks to us. It communicates via somehow ascending Peony. And I also just love that it has a personality of its own that I feel I'm going to be bummed out once I have to catch it because I feel like it's going to go away once I do get it.
And also it sings the I Love You song from 1992 and fucking kills you.
Yeah, I know, right? But, Peony has a lot of personality so far. I love its character. I love how it possesses Peony to communicate with the character. I'm curious to see how far that thing is going to go in terms of story plot. And, I also just can't stop thinking about the fact that whenever I see the Peony get possessed in some way, shape, or form, I'm always thinking about that Gangsta's Paradise chorus segment where it literally just fits perfectly with what's going on with poor Peony.
I mean the outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so overall, you're just a perfect Pokemon. I can't wait to hear more about its story as the adventure progresses on, but I hope that this is a basis for what they might do for
Calyrex.
Yeah, Calyrex. I hope that this is going to be the basis for what they're going to do for future Pokemon because this is really unique. I love it.
I think this is a lot better than just having the Pokemon be able to talk, because fuck it can be able to talk.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This is yeah, exactly. I just love that it can do it its unique way, has a charm of its own. It even has like that one signature meme face everybody keeps posting about on Twitter.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's like pant.
That's when the cocaine hits.
Yeah, right, and it hit him good. All right then, so that's pretty much going to be, I guess, our talk for the Crown Tundra. Obviously, it isn't going to be the last time we're probably going to talk about it, because we're going to be playing more about the game real soon, and then we're probably going to hear more about the Pokemon that we probably didn't discuss during this week's session, and follow up on it, next week. So stay tuned for part 2 of that discussion. But for now, I hope you guys in the chat have enjoyed the discussion for the Crown Tundra.
And I just realized because of the DLC, every Pokemon that's a mascot of the PokePod is available in Sword and Shield, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you can make a PokePod team if you want to.
Yeah, do a PokePod run.
Yay!
Yeah.
What?
Polys
for everyone.
All I'm gonna say is rock types are gonna have a field day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We're
oh yeah, that's right.
Look at all these grounds.
Rock, yeah.
Except Mazuru. Mazuru's just not. I'm happy with him. See, he's the good boy.
Yeah. I think you can also make the Anti-Pokes, bros.
To be fair, that's easier because it's only 3, which I think is Charizard.
Well,
no,
yeah,
actually, no, you can't because Greninja's dead.
Shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, thank you, Greninja. Continue to do your weed whacking shit over in Kalos. We don't need you right now.
You gotta get Ash Palpitoad. That's right.
Yeah, but if you want to bring Braixen over and the Fennekin line, I'd be more than happy with that, though. I'm still bummed out with Braixen not being in this.
Yeah, because Raph, and I believe you can get you can get a shiny Zoroark for Zoro.
Exactly, like I do.
You have to have a shiny Zoroark, otherwise you won't know the difference.
All right, then. What do you guys say we get ourselves ready to go and do our review for this week's episode of Pokemon Sword and Shield? Yeah, we're going to call it that now because this is Pokemon Sword and Shield. Specifically, Pokemon Sword and Shield Chapter 1. This is going to be a 4-part arc that they're going to be having, starting obviously with the first one going right now, where Ash and Go head off to the Galar region to go and try to learn more about the mysteries of the whole Dynamax thing, because Ash's band actually acted all wonky that one night, which makes me kind of question just how powerful is Dynamax that it was able to reach all the way from one region to another.
Nice wallpaper.
Oh yeah, that's
his wallpaper is him and Magnemite.
Now that I do want to get into that. That's actually continuity. That was referenced in another episode as well. That wallpaper.
Yeah.
So the consistency for that stuff is there, and I'm very happy with that.
More consistent than me. Shit, I change my wallpaper every month.
Why?
Just new scenery. Why not?
Bruh.
I do because I have the official Pokemon the movie fucking
wallpaper. Sometimes you just want to change new scenery. Sometimes at Christmas I use some Christmas anime shit.
Yeah, I do that. Oh my
god. Yeah, you don't want to see the same thing over and over.
Right?
Yep.
No, I still keep my goose.
Also Popeye's biscuit.
And he did choke on it too, so it's
yeah.
Go gave him some milk tea, I believe.
So yeah, what happens? Ash and Go head to Galar. Some shit happens in a forest. They end up getting separated, and plot goes chaotic. I know I'm only going through
Keep it on this picture for a second. PS5 secured.
Oh my god.
JG, can you please put the Snapchat words across the PS5 secured, please?
Oh my god, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Thank you.
But at the beginning though, I still find it funny because it's like they do because Go and Satoshi do a rock paper scissors to see who turns off the lights.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, freaking Rika is really getting Satoshi to speak better English. She actually says thank you in English instead of English.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yes. And Go says okay.
I thought it was a slow King making Ash smarter.
Yeah, like the Yato King actually made him smarter somehow.
Yeah, like the venom that was in the shell was drenching in Ash's brain.
Now he actually knows how to speak some English.
Exactly. But yeah, so let's get right into it. Overall, I have to say this episode, in my opinion, was a fantastic start to the arc. I think the way the episode was paced was honestly, and I think this was something a lot of folks was actually bringing up prior to the episode coming out. A lot of us were assuming that this episode, or rather this arc, was going to take the path of feeling like a film just brought into the TV series. And after watching the first episode, it does feel like that. The way this episode, yeah, this is pretty much a movie in the world of the anime. And honestly, this was really great. I love this so much. The way it was paced, the way Ash and Go got split in their own separate paths, but they have their own individual plots to go through. The way Ash even just shows up to the city or into the town so quickly, that felt like something that a movie would do, you know? Yeah. And then, of course, Go with Sonya going to another town within Galar so quickly as well also felt something like what a film would do.
Beat up pink car.
Yeah, that car looks busted, man, because it keeps flying up in the air.
Okay. That'll be our first reference for tonight. Do you know? Do you know what that car symbolizes?
No.
You know what that car is a reference to?
It does look familiar to an old what is it called again?
No, but not the model of the car, but the way that it was handled in like the end
the
part.
position, the way it was positioned at the end.
Yes. So, would you like to know what it is?
Yeah, because what you got to say?
I was gonna. Is it a reference to Scott and Professor Birch's bad
No. It is a reference to the Lupin III movie, The Castle of Cagliostro, from 1979.
Yeah, somebody even
because if you remember that, Lupin's car is so fucked up that it starts to jump randomly.
Yeah, even
in the chase scene, the scene where the guy is behind them, it's exactly the same shit as the Lupin III movie.
That is an odd reference to bring up there. But I love it. I mean, like, first of all, references are great. I just never thought I'd see Lupin the Third reference for Pokemon.
That's what it is. Because if you look at the scene in the Lupin the Third movie, the Castle of Cagliostro, like you see the chase scene from there where they start shooting Lupin's car. It's the same fucking angle, and look, the car is very similar. And when they were going around the bumps, the car jumps the same fucking way.
That is interesting, but I guess as we're talking about references as well, especially the one at the very end, can we talk about that other reference, specifically referencing something from the old days? The To Be Continued.
Yes.
That is a reference to the OS, like the original To Be Continued, when the image would shrink and then the To Be Continued would be on the black bar by itself. That has not been done for almost how many years now? A long time. Basically, before we even got to AG, that's how long that shit's been. It is incredible that they actually brought that up as a reference, because I never thought I'd see that at all, especially for something that has nothing to do with OS. It's just a nice little nod right there, but it just makes this whole arc that we're in right now feel more impactful, because it's really trying to separate itself from the main storyline that we're going through right now with Journeys, in my opinion. And I think that's the best approach when entering this film saga that we're in, because it just feels great. I love the battles. I love that Ash finally got a chance to use his other mons besides Pikachu and Riolu. Thank the heavens for that. I also like to see how Go and Ash have their now individual journeys to go through, because normally they always tend to be together, but because they're split with each other, it is something that I think is going to benefit the storytelling in the long run, because from what we got in the preview for next week's episode, Ash is going to be hanging out a lot, not just simply with Leon, but rather with Chairman Rose and
Man,
Oleana.
I love that he's gonna have dinner with Chairman Rose. Something about that's funny to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, how do you even get into that? Like, what was the context to even lead into that dinner? Like, they don't tell us anything at all whatsoever for what's gonna be in the
point.
I know, but I just like that it just leaves things so vague in the preview. That's my favorite thing about it. It's like you don't know nothing about what's gonna happen in next week's episode, despite getting the preview itself. And I'm very glad the way the preview was structured made it feel like that.
I don't know why. I just Ash. He's about to eat, right? And he's about to cut some meat or something. He's like, Ash, Satoshi, we have people to do that for you. And then he like claps, and some maid comes in, and he's about to drink something high. He's like, Satoshi, we have people to do that for you. And then he drinks it, and he goes, it's hot. You were just gonna let him burn?
Man, they so goddamn rich. They make other people do that shit.
Go get him some ice, and it's like a guy that throws ice in Ash's mouth.
Yeah. Now, before I pass this on to the next person, I do want to say one last thing that I appreciate from this episode. I am so happy we finally got out of that whole cutesy phase for kids and their Pokemon, because I love that the Pokemon that was going wild was Centiskorch, if I think is the name for it.
Yeah, it was Centiskorch.
I like that the little girl was the one that was connected to that Pokemon a lot. Normally, you would never see like a little girl with a Pokemon like a Centipede mon like that. You know, it's always usually something cute alongside it. You know, whether it be like say a Wooloo. You know,
yeah, I know. Centiskorch looks really good animated. I didn't think it was going to look that good.
I love the way it animated its like attack. So I just love that it was a centipede Pokemon that the girl was attached to. It's such little things to me personally that just makes it feel more connected, because it's something you wouldn't really see, but it still feels genuine when you see the way the story tells itself in the episode, because it starts off with the little girl feeding the Pokemon. The Pokemon is very happy. It goes chaotic. Once it gets defeated, you see the first person to run to the Pokemon is the little girl, and the Pokemon is happy to finally be back with its with the little one. And I love that. I think that was nice there. Also, one last thing as well, Leon, oh my god. See, now that's how you do a champion, man. I'm just going to say right there, that's how you do a champion in anime storytelling. I love that he went to the crowd, told them, listen, I'm going to do what I have to do because it is something I have to do, you know, because he's a champion. He's someone that many people look up to. I like that he was the one that had to tell the crowd that. And it makes you really understand that he is truly a champion for these people. He truly is the invincible one. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way they handled Leon's story in this part, and I'm curious to see how that continues to progress throughout the Sword and Shield arc. But yeah, that's my take overall.
And speaking of that, that scene right there has probably top 3 best musical movement ever to the scene.
TSS, we always have the same brain, because I was about to say it.
Really?
Yes,
now,
but
Polly.
I could. Yes, but yeah, Polly, you tell your story, and then I'll come back and I'll clean up.
Hayashi coming in clutch, giving us the slumbering wheeled music during the forest scene. That was great. Yeah, really good. A lot of nice instruments too. I like how experimental Hayashi is with that. And I believe there was another new remix, but I could be wrong. But I do know they played the gym leader.
It's actually not a new remix.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay, you go ahead then.
Nope. So
something that sounded different.
No, because it's actually like this. They actually played the intro, the first verse, then they went right into the breakdown, then the bridge, and then they went to the outro. That pacing, and we not only have to thank Yuki Hayashi, we also have to thank Masafumi Mima, who did work on the anime since X and Y, and then from the movies since probably almost the very beginning. But also, I realized that he also worked on Initial D. The thing is though, the combo between Yuki Hayashi and Masafumi Mima together in that one scene with Leon's scene, and now it looks like the gym leader theme is going to be Leon's theme, which I am totally fine with. But the way that it was edited, the way that Mima-san freaking edited that section when Senta Scorch pretty much like shrunk after the Dynamax, that you couldn't have done any perfect. That's probably one of the top 3 moments of anime music. And just to deflect a person that a certain person, I wasn't talking about freaking anti-Miyazaki stuff. I was just talking about Masafumi Mima. Okay, so he as a sound director made fantastic choices on this episode, and he proves that he's a legend. It's not only Hayashi's music; it's Mima as well. It's Masafumi Mima as well, because he's the sound director. He put that shit together. Couldn't have done it better.
Yeah,
that's why that is the reason why I give this episode like 9.75 because that one moment is one of the best musical moments in anime history in the anime meta series.
Yeah, that was great.
Yep. So yeah,
I love when Dragonite's in the air, and just going back to like what I liked out of the episode. And he's holding Riolu and Pikachu and Ash is just like laying it. Just so pure. It was like such an epic moment, but like also just wholesome. And I'm glad we got to see Dragonite.
Go talking to Ash when he picks up the phone is me literally when I try to call anyone. You picked up!
Finally! Not quite right.
Because I hate calling people. I hate calling people on the phone. It's so stupid. Nobody picks up. And then he goes to voicemail. The reason, obviously, was because the phone signal was dead in the Slumbering Worlds. But when he finally was able to pick up his phone, Ash is like, "Hello, Ash, you finally fucking Jesus."
There's just 2 more things I want to say. First of all, because to be honest, I haven't watched the episodes with the correct subs yet because, yay, university Wi-Fi sucks. And certain sketchy websites do not work. So I also had a giant headache that day. So I'm trying to remember bits and pieces from the episode. Anyway, what KG was saying before about getting more into the story from Ash's point of view with Leon and Rose, I'm actually really excited to see where this is going to go for Go and Sonya. Like if it's especially if there's going to be something that happened in the future, not just with this whole Sword and Shield arc, but maybe because she's a researcher, maybe Go will go in that direction. Maybe Koharu will go in that direction.
The next episode is definitely Go and Sonya's research stuff because I think we got a lot of Ash and Leon stuff this episode.
Yeah.
So I'm really if you compare the 2 actions when they're on the phone, Ash is like, I got to fight Senta Scorch, and now we're gonna go fight a giant Pangoro. What'd you do? I was in the car with Sonya the whole time.
And her driving like it really did remind me of the Professor Birch, and then also Scott in the Battle Frontier.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did this with other series where the heroes split up and did individual things.
I think every professor is just known to be a horrible driver in this show.
I believe so. Yeah, well, except for Oak, I think.
Yeah, Oak's decent.
Yeah, but Juniper can't drive.
Yeah. The other thing is, can we just talk about how gorgeous Hammerlock looks?
Oh yeah.
Even before I watched the episode, I saw somebody post a screenshot of it on Twitter, and it was in the very beginning with the whole Dynamax energy scene. I just love how this series, like stemming from probably X and Y, is just doing less of the anime exclusive locations and obviously focusing on the game locations because, God, like Sword and Shield to me is just so gorgeous and like it was. Yeah, I'm excited to see more of Galar or Galar.
Yeah, now, to correct you regarding the whole Professor driving thing, there's also Kukui there too, buddy.
Oh yeah, he can drive decent.
You know, the Sun and Moon series.
So. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so just thought
But is Cynthia a good driver?
He's I mean, well, he doesn't get that many driving scenes, but he got Ash at the airport.
No, we're talking about Cynthia as well.
Well, I mean,
oh yeah,
Cynthia drove.
I just remember people being bad drivers.
Ghost should drive. Just saying.
No, we should have the people that edit, you know, bad drivers of Australia, and then just do bad drivers of Pokemon.
Go! Did you just see that shit fall down the cliff? No,
you went. No, we gotta have all the expletives and crap.
Oh shit! Now I do want to add one last thing before we get into it, because I know everybody's probably gonna also ask about this as well. Let's talk about that fake Giovanni at the end of the episode too.
Fake.
Yeah, this is the man.
I have a confession to make. I thought it was Giovanni.
I did too. I even mentioned it in my reaction. I thought that was Giovanni. I was like, "Is that Giovanni?" Yeah. I was like, "What the hell?"
I didn't fall for it.
Well, because of the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah,
that's why.
It's just so kind of crazy, and I know we'll get into that probably really soon. But the whole Mewtwo thing happening literally after the events of the Swoosh movie is kind of crazy to me. It's like they're not stopping this ride. They're going straight balls to the wall with these next few episodes here. And I'm looking forward to it.
Also, this is the first episode since probably the re-air of the Mewtwo Hoso in 2000, where there's no eye catch.
I think there was also one for Sun and Moon, but it was at the final episode, I want to say.
The final episode, yeah, 146.
But that's always that's always common though for almost all the final episodes. But yeah, I do remember because there was a scene where Solgaleo and Ash hugged each other, and then they had the Pokemon Sun and Moon logo at like the bottom right.
Yeah, so before that time, it would have been 2000. It would have been the re-airing of Mewtwo in 2000.
Yeah, it's just kind of I guess the best way to say it is just it's very uncommon to see this sort of thing. And I appreciate that they're taking the opportunity, even if it's only 20 seconds. It's still 20 seconds of footage that they can use to create the storyline that they're trying to portray here with Sword and Shield's chapter. So I appreciate them for cutting certain things out to flesh out more of what they're trying to tell here for Sword and Shield. Before we continue any further, though, I obviously Richie as well is probably also going to share his thoughts too on what you thought of the Sword and Shield chapter and anything that you might be looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say I'm neutral about the whole that do be Giovanni, although there are some similar things I could see from it. But as I said on the not previous podcast, that's assuming we talked about it before. But on another podcast yesterday, I mentioned that I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, but I also wouldn't be, again, if it wasn't. So it's kind of like 50-50. No, the episode I thought was a good start setup episode for what is to come. I thought the way that they are trying to execute everything is going good so far. But just because it looks good at the beginning doesn't mean it'll look, be the same at the end. It's just really how they handle everything moving forward with like executing the story and putting plans into motion and character interactions, and obviously for you music nerds, the musical interactions. But to me, I'm more looking forward to how they're going to execute Rose. Now, you're probably wondering why Rose in particular. Well, the reason why I'm saying this is because if you really look at the last set of villains, I guess you could say all of them because there's not that much. Because I'm only referring to like the main ones that we already know, not the one-off villains that you see in only one fucking episode. I think the last time we really had like a villain, this kind of. I mean, I guess you could technically say Faba from Sun and Moon and maybe listening to some degree, but I think the last time we really had someone kind of this mysterious in a way. And no, I'm not saying this because the anniversary is tomorrow, and nor do I really care. But I think the last time we kind of had someone like this in a way was Lysander, because when we first saw Lysander, we were kind of just left in a mysterious ambiguity I can't even pronounce that word. But we were left kind of like thinking, oh, what's this person going to do? How's he going to execute? How are they going to do his character? So I'm in that same boat with Rose. I'm really wondering how they're going to handle the fact of, of how they execute in the games to the anime. But I hope they treat him a lot better than Getsus. That I could tell you that much.
The Getsus thing was because of the stupid freaking earthquake, and that's one of the main reasons why they had to completely rewrite it. So that was because of a natural disaster. It's not because of a. It was just because of that.
I mean, I think it was just the way that they. Oh my god, I just got another advertisement. But anyways, but no, I mean, I get that. But I guess in general, even if it did happen or not, I just didn't really like the way it was kind of like executed for that mini arc. But anyways, that's not what we're here for. This was not my original thought. I think one of you guys actually said this, so I'm giving credit where credit is due. But one of you guys mentioned, which I agree with, is that the way that this episode and the arc so far seems to go on and about, it seems like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
In terms of like the pacement, if that's even a word.
The pacing.
Yeah, I don't know why I said pacement. I guess I'm having too much pacement dessert. But anyways, it's the pacing. It's the pacing in the episode. It's just the way everything's executed. It just feels like to me I'm watching a Swish movie in the way, with Eternatus being like this wild card thing at the end that they usually hype you up, get you hyped up for. So I guess the one last thing I'll mention real quick is, because we did talk about this on the Tasso podcast last night, because some people were wondering, how did you think they handled the legendaries? Now I don't have much to say about the legendaries because, again, we only literally just saw them kind of briefly, and they've literally reacted like almost not every other legendary, but most Pokemon that you would expect to just be kind of very not awe, but like very, I don't know the word, but basically like they're not very fond of humans, what's to say. So they reacted the way that they normally would when they say human. They're just like, and they just, do what they can to attack them, and the human just, gets away. So overall, I really do like the episode. I think it's a great setup, and I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to execute it, because I think if they play their cards right with, every aspect, I think this could be one of the greatest arcs within Journeys, but I feel like, and I know this is probably asking for too much, but I feel like if they really do, again, play their cards right and just know how to do it right in certain moments and certain aspects, I'm willing to even put this in like the entire SCSS as it meta series. So overall, I have no problems with it. I really enjoyed the episode.
And honestly, it's hard. It was really hard to fuck up the Zacian and Zamazenta part, because that's how it is in the games. I was pretty confident that they would handle it correctly, and they did.
Yeah. I think
exactly
it just more shocked
like
me how they did it, though, because they didn't just have the two meet them at the same time. Like, they didn't have the two meet them together
at
as
the
a
same
group.
time. Like, yeah, like in
they
the
did
games,
meet each other at the same time, but like while separate. And I think that right there was beautiful foreshadowing.
I like their approach to it. Ash's first approach is to attack it. Go's first approach is to catch it.
Yeah. And Ash's response to when he got attacked was like, you want to battle, don't you? And he gets pretty excited about that too. So I do like that the personalities of the trainers shined beautifully during that.
And also we got to hear Marina Eichholz get her $5 for saying the freaking Dex entry doesn't exist.
I like that Ash. Yeah, I like that Ash and Go's decks have different voices on telling them that they don't exist either.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's normal. So it was like,
yeah, I know. I still like it though, because I hear Go's Pokedex a lot more than I hear Ash's.
Yeah, it's like, let's see. 新しく図鑑に登録されます.
I want Go to use that Bunnelby in some way, shape, or form during all this.
Just want to also remind everybody that Bunnelby was also the savior of this arc. Had Bunnelby not done the shit that it did, Ash and Go would never have shown up at the forest and probably saved the world at this point.
Yeah, so
that Bunnelby saved the world.
Yeah. That Bunnelby
that Bunnelby is basically the rat from Avengers Endgame, if anyone remembers that. Think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Bunnelby, true bro, man. And I think that's the same Bunnelby, actually. You remember that Bunnelby that
on
was
the train?
in
that was on the train. That was on the fucking train.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's canonically caught. So the continuity right there.
Bunnelby was Mew.
Yeah, I just.
I mean, I know it's not, but that'd be funny.
It just only stays there.
Oh god! Oh god! I could just imagine that. Imagine that if it just transforms.
Yeah.
And the Mewtwo thing. Imagine that shit.
It was Mew the whole time. Mew did it.
That'd be really cool.
But yeah,
Polly, what did you think about the episode?
Go ahead, Polly.
Oh, me? Oh, well, the stuff I said before was kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
the musical bits.
No, because that's what I was going on about the whole because I had a headache thing. But
okay.
no, I thought it was actually. I kind of echo what Richie said. I thought it was a great build. Because we didn't have a lot of bits and pieces of build up. Besides like the one little thing with Sonya in the beginning, Rose appearing for like 1 second. Whereas in previous generations, obviously we had like full galactic episodes, maybe 1 or 2 Aqua and Magma, episodes.
Yeah, build up.
No, yeah, I thought this was a great introductory episode. There's nothing bad I can say about it, honestly.
No, there's a gripe I have, but it's not a huge one because of the way that it's Journeys. It's the way Journeys is set up, and it's also the way the story is handled in Sword and Shield. Anyway, we never, other than the Eternus thing, we never really got like a foreboding of this like happening. This is literally the first time we see Chairman Rose and Olena do their whole like plot towards it. We see Chairman Rose in an earlier episode, just sort of observing the whole situation. But this is the first time we see like, it's like literally these are the 4 episodes you got. Like it's like, bam, we're doing this right now. We never got any like smaller things happening in the back. I kind of wish in like the end of some episodes of Journeys, we got some like we cut to Galar and we see some stuff happening. They don't necessarily have to be big, but I know how Journeys works. So I'm not going to score it against it.
To be fair, Twilight Wings was a thing, so we kind of had the backstory of it anyway. So it's kind of like a
I'm just talking about in Journey's universe.
Right, that's right. But I'm just saying that
like people who know the game, they know obviously how this is going to go down. But
but I will say that the Center Scorch thing, the battle, that specific part where Leon just goes and like completely kills that thing. That right there, I found myself watching that probably about 50 times. Because that whole scene is a prime example of everything meshing together perfectly. I think it couldn't have written it better.
I kind of wish Raihan had showed up in some way. I mean, I know he's probably going to show up later, but I wish he
of course,
earlier.
Of course, but
he's probably going to show up in part 3 because unless his voice actor voices something else in part 2 that I'm not aware of. He probably won't show up till part 3 anyway. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
It's so nice that Leon has such a major role in this series. It's like when I think back, I know OS is a product of its time. It's really, you can't really compare them, but it's like all I really wanted was to see more of Lance, and it's like we got what
part of the G-Man.
So it's just so great that we're getting not just Leon, but like hopefully like all of the Sword and Shield characters in the future too.
Mornox makes a point saying that you think they'll finish the Dark Day arc this soon and they'll save the end. I think they're gonna just do it like this. They're just gonna bang it out because this is what it's supposed to be done. I mean, remember, this is probably gonna be like towards like the season finale in the Western side. So I guess they want to end it on that note. Because if you think about it this way, we're at episode 40. Well, we're at 42 now. So if we do the whole 13 episode cycle, we have 39, and the last one will be 52. So I guess they want to get everything done before that, because remember, we also have the Mewtwo stuff that's coming afterwards,
Which
and
is
probably other stuff.
Nuts in itself.
It's going to be crazy
that
by
timing.
itself. Yeah, so I think though that they're trying to do it where it's going to fit perfectly in a season where the whole thing is going to end right at 52. So, if they and maybe later on, maybe they'll actually release this arc on like DVD or something. I could imagine them doing something like that. Just like how they used to do it back in the day. Maybe God forbid, hey, maybe we get a Blu-ray, but that's asking for too much. Like,
yeah.
if they do it, I'll buy it, because hey, main series Blu-rays in Japanese, I'll fuck with that.
Oh my god! I was gonna say, you know what? I was actually gonna say, oh my god, if they released it in like that 5-to-1 audio thing, I was like, oh my god, we could finally get the soundtrack. But it's like,
yeah, but no, it's
already released.
it's already released. And the thing is though, also with all the music coming out, like, holy shit, in just over a week, that's gonna be fucking crazy.
Gonna be? Let me see. We got.
It's gonna be on November 4th.
9 days, guys. We got 9 days before the release of the official OST for Pocket Monster 2019. In over 10 years, we're finally getting an official soundtrack for this thing.
Which is stupid,
by the way,
but whatever.
Thank you, Shirt JS. Is that his name? For doing the preview of all the tracks.
Yeah, let's not forget our other pals as well, because we also have some other pals like Filippo, one of our great pals there, who's known to do so much of this. He actually had a...
Come on.
If you haven't followed him on Twitter, Filippo actually posted a thread containing all of the Pokemon PM 2019 OST releases we've received thus far in just one thread. So if you want to listen to some of the tracks that were available via like the live stream that came out a while ago, go to visit Filippo's Twitter.
5 tracks. 5 tracks have already been heard out in the clear on the live streams.
Plus some additional ones, because thanks to the OST preview we got a couple of days, we actually got the I Catch A, I Catch B, and even the next episode preview, which is...
Yes, I'm so glad we got the 1, 2, 3 preview.
Yeah, so that's in there as well. We know tomorrow is going to be a big deal, because they're going to be releasing 3 full tracks for pre-ordering or something like that, for getting the OST. So we're going to get 3 new tracks that we haven't heard completely yet as well come out tomorrow.
Hey.
So if you love the anime OST so much, expect more tracks to come out relatively soon. And then, of course, with the official release when it drops on November 4th. So yeah, we're getting 3 more additional tracks that haven't been released yet. Or maybe they have. We just
probably
don't know.
Because, well, I mean, it's after... it's the next day.
Yeah. The thing is, given that all the tracks that are out right now that were taken by Filippo, those technically did not release. So theoretically, those 3 tracks that could be releasing could also be something that might have already released prior to, the live streams and stuff. So expect that mindset as well. If they release the Lugia Ride OST in one of those 3 tracks, bro, I'm only going to be listening to that the entire day, man. I don't want nobody to interrupt me that day. That's going to be the only song I'm going to be hearing from that point. Let me see. The 3 songs I want, personally. I want the Lugia Ride one. I want the Pichu evolution scene, if you remember from the first episode.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. And then I want Ash's theme. I'm talking about like the one that what's the best way to put it? The one that they always use at the start of every episode.
Yeah.
That one.
No, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
So, like, in case, like, for those here in the call and to those in the chat as well, please let us know, like, what track in particular are you guys looking forward to the most?
Galar Gym and the Disappointment. The
yeah. I want
the
one
go ahead.
Emotional Pikachu and Ash one that played in Palatown at the end of JN.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one too, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, we are getting the Lugia Ride theme tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the rocket things.
Wait, who said that?
Oh, yes, the rocket.
Look in the chat.
Let me see.
I love the jazzy tone of it.
Can't really pronounce the names, so.
Yeah, because I like how the track reference is named the reference the motto. Because the
Gasha Lugia ride theme tomorrow. It's done.
because the Rocket Gasha theme is called Lovely Charming Nakiyaku, which is the lovely charming villains line in the motto.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what.
What about the theme when Ash walks slowly to the Lucario egg in the Pokemon Center? That's also another good one too, I'd say. Let me just actually.
That's a good one, yeah.
Let me see if I can actually do this real quick. All right, let me add this real quick. So before we go and wrap things up with our discussion, I actually want to try something out real quick because I noticed I had this option here to the right of me alongside some of these quick actions. I actually have a poll that I can make for all of us here. Ooh. So I think this would be a perfect opportunity to see how people rate the episode. So let me go and make one real quick. Okay. While you guys continue to give your final thoughts on the episode overall.
Can't wait for next week. Or this week.
What episode was this one? 41?
42.
Oh,
42.
Life, universe, and everything.
Oh yeah. By the way, I guess we might as well just mention it now. So for whatever reason, and maybe they had a good reason, because either there's probably going to be something in that part that's probably spoiler heavy, probably the evolutions of Lucario and Cinderace. But 45 finally got revealed the other day. It's basically just part 4 of the Swish arc. So that pretty much means it's a 4-parter as most people expected.
Yeah. And then we had the Mewtwo one revealed later. So
there is one after that, which I'm still kind of confused of what the title even means.
What is it? What is the title?
I posted in the backstage. I have to probably scroll up and find it. But basically, it's let me actually read out. November 27th, PM 2019, episode 47. As it's stated, Pokemon Champion, the Battle of Big Eaters.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a reference to something. I think, who was it that brought it up? I think it was Sergi that brought it up regarding that it was supposed to be referencing another show out there.
Yeah, Defender says, as I quote, note that the Battle of Big Eaters is the name of a TV show airing on TV Tokyo that itself is a spin-off from a show named TV Champion. The title is a straight reference to these.
Yeah, so we have a TV Tokyo reference that nobody in the West will get.
Of course not.
Actually, okay. I will actually go and quickly explain this. I know what the show is because I just remembered I saw some freaking advertising about it.
All right, so let me just, before we go on, I just want to say I created the poll there. You should see one in the tab here on the chat box. Go and vote away, guys. What do you think about the episode?
Who the fuck said horrible?
20% people said horrible. So let's get it then. Let's see what people have to say about it then so far. And give your honest, genuine opinions on it, ladies and gents, if you'd love to share your take on it. So, yeah. Personally, to me, I would give it definitely not an excellent, but definitely a great start to the.
Yeah, I'd give it a great.
Yeah.
I would give it excellent because, like I said, the Leon scene that made it for me.
All right. We'll find out more of the answers in due time. So
yeah. So that show, Battle of Big Eaters, what usually happens is you get people it's capitalizing on a trend that's going on in Japan called ogui, which means like massive eating. So they're shown like freaking eating like copious amounts of food, and it's like a competition.
So that's what it's referring to. So yeah. I wonder if that might mean that we might see a Pokemon in particular there.
Yeah.
I wonder who.
Snorlax.
Ash's Snorlax comes back. No. What are the heavy eaters? That stupid squirrel that Go caught.
Greedent.
Morpeko, I could imagine seeing as well. Ash probably choking on a Popeye's muffin again.
Popeye's biscuit. Popeye's biscuit.
Hold up. They just thought of it's a Popeye's muffin.
Popeye's muffin. Let's get it.
Yeah, love that muffin from Popeye. But yeah, so Squavent, Greedent, Munchlax, Morpeko, and Snorlax.
All right, poll has ended. Wow.
Poll has ended. We got a tie between great and excellent.
Excellent.
Oh shit!
And Kuro Blitz actually went in and contributed 3,600 points to use for the poll.
Yeah,
so.
you can actually vote again if you use the channel points.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a great way to implement points if you guys ever want to use the points more for the.
I have a shit ton of them.
Yeah, so this is a great way to kind of use the points if you'd like to do that. So if you say that squirrel Pokemon is bad, why do you want to know its name? I want to know its name because at least
every enemy needs a face.
Yeah, everything needs a face, even if you
Greedent probably.
No, the Go has a Squabit though, doesn't it?
Squabit, yeah, Squabit.
Oh, it'll evolve. Oh, I get it now. It's gonna evolve in that episode, and then it's gonna win the tournament because of that. Oh, and Kuro just happened to say the same shit too. Damn it.
Sounds about
See,
right.
Kuro, we have the same mindset right there. Now, with that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this review went out overall. I think, to me, in my honest opinion, this was a very solid episode. I enjoyed everything about it. There's so much to look forward to with part 2 of the 4-part saga that we're in. It really is a brilliant decision on their half to make this a film-esque arc. And I hope that this is the start of something even greater if they do something like this for others. I know we talked about this a while back because I forgot who it was that brought it up. I think maybe it was one of us here in the call, but I remember one of us mentioning that we would love to see one for, say, the Best Wishes saga or like, the DP saga with more of the legendary Pokemon that we didn't really touch upon in the anime series, but was touched upon in the films itself. It'll be nice to hear more about, like, let's say if Ash and Ghost somehow end up going into like that alternate dimension in DP's what was that name of the world? The one in Platinum.
Oh, the
reverse world.
No, the inverse or reverse or
distortion.
What is distortion world. Distortion
yes.
world. Yeah.
I don't know. I said reverse world.
Yeah, well, it technically also makes you go reverse too, so we'll go with that. But that world, it would be interesting if they actually implement like elements that were in the games that we didn't really see touch upon in the actual mainline television series actually be fleshed out in the in Journeys. It will also give Journeys its own unique identity as well because it's something that the other shows haven't really done, and Journeys could be that thing to solidify all that. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. And also, I hope we see Cynthia there too, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, as year 1 comes to a close, and I want to say at least I know that year 2 will probably be better, but to consider that the first year is used to establish this series, we're gonna have to see what happens after 52 episodes, but I'm pretty satisfied so far. So.
When did Pokemon 2019 begin? It was in November.
It was the same weekend as Anime NYC because I remember watching it like in my hotel room.
Yeah.
So it was like November 14th, 15th, 16th.
Oh, it was the
17th, yeah.
Kuro Blitz is 17th.
All right, because it was not on the first day of NYC. It was the last day at that point.
It was the last day.
Yeah.
It was the last day. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I hope Tyrone finally got a chance to see that edit that he was asking for with the PS5 on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good image.
Birthday boy.
Perfect.
I'm
sorry, just the idea of having sex with a much older woman to use her money to get a fucking PS5 is hilarious to me. PS5 secure. I mean, I know it's just a picture of them just together because they're friends, but it's still hilarious. Like, in what instance would Professor Sakuragi and Magnolia be just chill like that?
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you about Dynamax, but it's gonna cost you. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Hashtag PS5 security.
PS5 security, yeah. Hold up, Dynamax info security. Because I like that. I actually, that actually goes into the episode. I actually like that. Technically, this is a Sakuragi mission.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to figure out why. So he's like, my Dynamax band's acting weird. Go to Galar and figure it out. All right. That's literally the mission. Just figure it out.
Yep.
I love it. So yeah, I like that Ash got to keep the Dynamax band because obviously technically the Dynamax band acting weird is the reason they're down there too. So we got Bumblebee and the Dynamax band. I think.
And shit is fucked up when he gets that signal from all the way from Kanto. So
yeah, I just realized that it was all the way from freaking Kanto.
Is it fair that I'm jealous of them because they get to travel so much and we can't right now?
Yeah,
I know.
They're basically doing what we want to do right now, aren't they?
Well, they're on work trips.
They're doing business, but hey, this is super fun business that I would love to do too.
Yeah, Ash is on a business trip right now. That's probably why he's gonna eat dinner with fucking
Tyrone make a remix cover of 1, 2, 3. Damn it! Well, first of all, we need to wait for that instrumental to come out.
Yeah, but that's why he's having dinner with Kevin Rose right now. It's a business dinner.
Wait a minute, I think the karaoke version of the wait, no,
we never got a karaoke of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but what about the new one?
No, that's only the preview theme. And we never got
the other one. No, I guess it's not
the remix one.
Yeah, the one in A instead of C.
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever got a full version of that, unfortunately.
No, there's supposed to be a full version.
Well, we get
you know what? After stream, we could probably go local for it.
Of course, the full version is out because it had the fucking music video.
No, I meant the instrumental version of it.
Well, yeah, let's do that right now. But before we do that, let's wrap it up, I think.
All right, then. So, Polly, what is it that you were going to say?
Oh, I said we might have not gotten a full version, but we got a full view of something else during the music.
we have a full moon.
A full moon.
Yeah, you call it a full moon. That music video is...
Fudu moon.
That music video is definitely something, man. I still can't quite process what the hell I saw with my eyes. Also, chat, I apologize with these ads. I legitimately am not doing anything. I'm happy because I keep forgetting to play ads by myself personally, but the fact that the ads play out of my control is honestly probably one of the worst things that I can see from this. But I hope you guys can rough it through for just a little bit. And don't forget, if you manage to miss that minute, you can always watch these back in the PokePod YouTube channel that we got going on right now. If you haven't yet to follow that, so please go ahead.
So that's kind of unfortunate because it's like there's no karaoke version, and
that's what I'm saying. There's no karaoke version. It bums me the hell out, man.
I think the only way that we're gonna get a karaoke version is if you go to freaking Club Down.
Yeah, but I need to find the legal sources. I need to get into the legal shit and get the karaoke version with my own two hands because I don't know if they'll ever release an instrumental of it. Maybe there does exist one and we just need to continue looking deeper, but I highly doubt there is though. Because these were only digital releases. They're the single releases. They never released a CD of it at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But that music video still, I'll still give it a thumbs up. And the song remix, the original and the remix, they're great. I'm just saying we just need a new high touch version where it's Ash and Go singing 1, 2, 3 for like the final version before we get a new song. Damn it! So yeah.
I really hope so.
It's just something we'll just have to wait and see until then. But let's go and wrap things up for tonight. Why don't we then?
Yeah.
All right then. So once again, everybody, thank you guys so much for being with us here tonight. If you enjoyed everything that happened, god damn it, Terrell, with the time. Fucking fine.
He's insane, so
yeah, he made me play another ad. So first of all, thank you guys so much for being with us here tonight. Thanks to everybody here in the call as well for being here tonight as well. And of course, if you wish to go and follow everybody here, go check in the links down below to see everybody's individuals channels and Twitter accounts. Follow them there. You'll probably see their Twitch accounts and their YouTube channel information somewhere dug in there as well. So make sure to go and check that out. If you have yet to do that, or if you have done that and you would like to continue supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form, make sure to follow us here on this platform to be notified whenever we're going to do any more streams of the PokePod World Podcast every Monday nights, of course, at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always support us as well via subscribing to the channel. You get some nice little perks such as the cute little emoji there. And always tune in on Fridays as well here on this channel to be notified when we will be doing our reaction streams for the Pokemon Sword and Shield chapters. We're going to be entering chapter 2, so that's going to be great. KG, show us the plushies. God damn it, let me go grab me a plushie right now real quick. Hold on a second. But if anyone else has anything to say.
If you haven't already subscribed to our new YouTube channel, which is the PokePod World, you should do that. Because you can watch all the previous episodes.
What the fuck?
There we go.
Is it ready, Kevin? Like, they can...
Yeah. I got my image right here. Hold on a second.
And I think we got other fun stuff.
I meant the YouTube channel. Yeah, we might have some other fun.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have some other fun things as well coming along the way.
And get you some merch. It's getting fucking cold out here.
Yeah, it's starting to get into that winter season now.
It's getting winter weather, right? It's like fall got skipped.
Like the fellas fall. All right, so there we go. Here, let me put. Well, actually, let me make sure. Here we go. Look at this right there. Look at that, ladies and gents. Isn't that such a beautiful plushie? I took a picture. Yeah, right.
Nice.
We're still on Leon.
Oh fuck.
Oh, really? Oh, goosey goose.
Yes, always praise Le Goose, everyone. For Goose is everyone's
jacking
friend.
your fucking keys and shit.
Yeah, jacking my shit. Look at that. He dug his own damn beak to make sure he keeps those keys.
Chromatic aberration.
But yeah, so if anything else, ladies and gents, always make sure to follow us here. Follow us on our new YouTube channel. Continue to keep following us on Twitter because, as Polly has sort of teased, we have something coming along the way as well, which I think will be a little bit of fun if you guys like the little chaotic shenanigans happening outside. So, outside of just our Twitch shenanigans. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I'm going to go and wrap things up for tonight. So with that being said, ladies and gents and everyone else, my name is KG Prestige. Thank you all so much for joining us here. And we'll talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone. And as always, have yourself an awesome day. Bye, everyone.
Wear your mask. Fucking wash your hands and vote. Vote is important. Go and vote. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
Shove.